A sawmiller's daughter, Patsy Harmsen, also looks to hemp as a viable substitute for trees in papermaking. She sees it as a potential saviour of Tasmania's fast disappearing old-growth forests.
When Dad went into the bush to get saw logs, everything was left intact. You couldn't tell where they'd been to get the logs, and the undergrowth thrived and the animals thrived, and there was very little disturbance. So the love of the forests was a very, very important starting point for me. And the next one was outrage when I realised that, in fact, wood wasn't the best material for making paper. It's certainly been turned into wonderful paper by people who've poured heaps of energy and heaps of chemicals into it, but it is not a natural fibre for paper. And the best natural fibres are, in fact, annual farm crops, like, and especially hemp and flax as well. I can't believe that anyone could ban a plant that's absolutely natural and wonderful and put here for everyone to use with thousands of uses.
With the harvest of their third experimental crop, Patsy is determined to prove hemp can be used as a replacement fibre in Tasmania's massive pulp industry. Harvest is a family day, with sons, daughters and friends all helping out. Despite the crop's negligible THC content, the drug squad insisted the flowering heads be destroyed for fear they might be passed off as high THC cannabis on the illegal market. Part of this crop is earmarked for the research laboratories of Australian newsprint mills, Australia's largest supplier of newsprint paper. A&M consumes over 500,000 tonnes of trees every year, but that's only a fraction of the 9 million tonnes felled in Australia annually for pulp and wood chips. In fact, the timber in this yard is only enough to fill Australia's newsprint needs for one day. With the controversy surrounding the logging of old-growth forests, A&M has recently moved to plantations for its fibre input. But pine and eucalypt pulps need a stronger fibre to reinforce them, and the company spends $20 million each year importing bales of craft pulp made from spruce trees.
This particular one's come from...
Len Johnson, A&M's technical manager, believes locally grown hemp may have the potential to replace this expensive import.
Fibres showing up here. Now, you have to add that to newsprint to make it strong enough to handle. Obviously, hemp can contribute to this sort of strength, although it would require some pretty special treatment, some special equipment. You know, it doesn't come cheap.
Well, originally we wanted to see hemp being able to replace all grades of paper, but really we have to be realistic, so we were wondering if it could start off an industry perhaps by replacing this very expensive craft softwood pulp because of its extremely long fibre and strength characteristics.
Believe me, it is possible, and this sort of material can be made, a material somewhat like this can be made from hemp, and it can be added to our pulp, and it would be an asset. And it would be an asset to Tasmania too, by the way, wouldn't it?
Oh,
Be a great boom.